It's been quite a while, a little over a year and a couple weeks, but I guess we're getting back into this now. I would like to thank anyone that is watching this. I appreciate it, and let's get straight into the next tier. Alright, so tier 5 consists of some of the more in-depth cultural aspects of North Korea, such as the fact that Kim Il-sung was a self-admitted Christian, and some information on the Korean Friendship Association, or KFA for short, and also the once holy Buddhist temples of North Korea, and their famous restaurant scene, and some consumed media. Kim Il-sung was Christian. Kim Il-sung, according to his own holy and totally divine word, by the way, was raised by a Presbyterian family with his grandfather being a Protestant minister, and his father that even went to missionary school. Now, this might have kickstarted Kim's passion for forcing God onto other people, even if that said God ended up just being him. Now, North Korea doesn't grant religious freedom to its people. Punishments for practicing religion can include, but are not limited to, torture, imprisonment, and even execution. Still, probably better than playing Concord, like I'm gonna be real with you. The KFA. The KFA, or Korean Friendship Association, is a cultural exchange organization which aims to give people like us a look into culture and media that we don't see often with Korea, which is good considering Korea only seems to be known for BTS and some weird ass freaky stuff. What is this? Oh, Jesus Christ, this stuff is weirder than I thought. What the fuck? Now, what's most surprising after all that is that this site was originally founded by teenagers. That's right. While American teens are too busy watching Skibbity Toilet and eating hot chips, these teens are promoting propaganda. I mean, look at this shit. North Korean Buddhist temples. Now, in case you didn't know this might come as a shock, but North and South Korea used to be unified. Now, yes, a lot of younger people, they probably don't think that North Korea and South Korea were once just Korea. They were unified under Buddhism, to be specific, with this entering the peninsula of 372 AD through the Goguryeo kingdom until the rise of Christianity in Korea, because we all know Jesus died for the Koreans. And with the separation of the two nations, Buddhism began to die in North Korea, leaving Buddhist temples to become mostly propaganda sites that are about as alive with worship as the temples and ghosts of Tsushima. Damn. It's kind of sad. North Korean restaurants. Now, what do you think of when you think North Korea? A model leader? Great living conditions? Amazing industry? Well, despite their citizens' physiques, they do have food. Well, I hope. The restaurant Pyongyang is a North Korean restaurant ran by the Haidanghwa Group. I really hope I said that right. Which is an organization of the North Korean government. Surprisingly, there's about 130 locations worldwide, with locations on the Chinese border and in a surprising amount of Southeast Asia. There's even locations in this wonderful land known as Russia. Anyways, apparently Mr. Tate himself is a fan of the Pyongyang because there are even locations in Dubai. Maybe they just happen to be there. But anyways, they seem to mostly cater to South Koreans and curious tourists, but what does a day at the Pyongyang restaurant even look like? Well, apparently they really only hire pretty young women to sing karaoke, serve food, and dance. But of course, photography is not permitted, which is a shame for Instagram girls trying to get a photo of their dog's soup. Delicious. Is this Pitbull? Anyways, these business ventures might be a ploy because they seem to be ran by Room 39. Now, just to clarify, Room 39 is a government organization by Korea dedicated to laundering foreign currency through their leadership. Bollywood. Now, Bollywood, if you didn't know, which I really shouldn't explain this, but anyways, is the Indian equivalent of Hollywood, producing movies and having their own culture of celebrities. Honestly, I think they might even rival the film industry in America. Okay, I never said they were rivaling us in quality. Bollywood movies are one of the only forms of reliable entertainment in North Korea, which is odd. So they can't watch Family Guy, but they can watch Drive. No, wrong one. Yeah, that's more like it. Now we're going to go into tier 6. We get a little deeper here, not too crazier, but this year has some pretty cool stuff like Korean cults, a Chinese heretic group, some kidnappings in Japan, and even a music group. Yeah, okay, the last one wasn't too big, but I'm working with what I got, okay? South Korean cults. So, South Korea is no stranger with two of the biggest cults being Shinjeonji Church of Jesus and the Daesun Jinro. Now, I probably pronounced those terribly, but the Church of Jesus, as I'll refer to it for the remainder of this video, is led by a man called Lee Man-hee. He mainly uses fear-mongering to keep followers, saying that only his believers will receive salvation during Judgment Day, and that all others will be destroyed and forgotten. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had to choose between getting eliminated by the storm or worshipping a man who has half of a Michael Jackson noise as his last name, I'm choosing to end the game. Like, to no one's surprise, these idiots also helped spread COVID around, causing a large outbreak in many South Korean towns, which led to the national outcry and a petition for their disbandment. Now, I bet you're wondering why we're even talking about South Korean cults. Well, it's because they keep trying to get into North Korea, and I can't blame them. If 1.3 million people signed a petition to get me out, I'd fucking leave too. Eastern Lighting. Now, Eastern Lighting is a Chinese heretic group whose whole thing is abusing Korean refugee laws. That's pretty fucked up. Anyways, the Chinese citizens are part of the Church of Almighty God and are targeting Korea. There was even a press conference in Seoul. I'm so sorry. It's Seoul. Anyways, there was a press conference in Seoul by people who had family members taken by the church, and they cut all communications with them. Now, these people apparently applied for refugee status in Korea after that. They even enjoy the basic benefits like food, housing, medical benefits, but why did they flee? Well, apparently they fled due to the Chinese government wiretapping, which would scare me too, honestly. Like, they literally cut off all communication with their family, and they won't even send a message or anything because the government could be wiretapping them, trying to fuck them over. That's pretty messed up. Wang Jae-sun. This is just another light music group founded in North Korea. Now, a lot of you know, just like the Pachombo Electric Ensemble, this is one of the most popular groups in North Korea. Actually, it's the second most popular, which is why it's named after a place Kim Il-sung fought the Japanese in the 1930s, taking its name from the Mount Wanjae. They even have a dance troupe or trope called the Wang Jae-sun Dance Troupe. Great naming, Kim. You guys honestly deserve a medal. But anyways, on a darker note, there are claims of key members of the band being forced to watch other bandmates get executed by the orders of Kim Jong-un. Apparently, he doesn't like K-pop. But the band ended up disbanding, but who would have guessed that? There were reports of the lead singer, Hyeon Sung-wol, I hope I said that right, was dead by firing squad, ordered by Kim Jong-un, but she was actually reported to be alive and well. Guess you can't trust the Korean media. Japanese kidnapping. This one is really messed up if you put yourselves into the shoes of the victims. Cause listen, North Korea is a bad place.
You don't say!
It's bad, secluded. It's a bad, secluded, and paranoid place that, for its own purposes, kidnapped at least 13 Japanese citizens. These kidnappings were said to be done opportunistically and had multiple uses. They used some to teach Japanese to Korean spies. They had some for culture, and it's even said that they used the women as wives for the terrorist groups. All of this wouldn't be admitted until 2002, and to add more lies on top of that, North Korea claimed 8 of the victims were dead, only allowing 5 of them to return home with the promise they'd come back to North Korea. Man, we're already on tier 7. Now this tier consists of some darker stuff, like assassinations, bombings, and one of the most terrible offenses you could ever have. Bad haircuts. But in all seriousness, this stuff is a little darker than the last 2 tiers, so let's get into it. The Burma bombing. On October 9th, the South Korean President Chun Doo-hwan visited Rangoon in Burma to lay a wreath at the martyrs' mausoleum of Swedagon Pagoda. Apparently a bomb had been planted somewhere on the roof or ceiling, which detonated and killed a total of 21 people, including 4 senior South Korean officials. Now, who would you blame in this scenario? Because me personally, I would blame the crazy socialists that live right above us. Now, if you thought that too, you'd be right, because they were 3 North Koreans who planned the attack, 1 being shot dead, and 2 remaining bombers confessing to it after being captured. Now, they also confessed to being military officers. Now, I bet the South Korean police or government, whoever interrogated these guys, I bet they forced those 2 to play League of Legends for at least 20 minutes. And I mean low-ranked League of Legends too. Like, not just casual. Because, like, I know that would make me fess up the shit that I didn't even do. I'd be so pissed off. Plane crash. On November 29th, 1987, North Korean agents planted a hidden bomb on Korean Airlines Flight 858, killing all 115 on board after detonation. It was later learned that the motive behind this gruesome attack was destabilization of the South Korean government and a disincentive to participate in the Olympic Games coming up. I guess the Kims had money on France or something. That's a whole lot to get someone to not participate in the Olympic Games. 2 agents were reportedly captured, with 1 game-ending himself, as I'll call it, and the other one being captured and interrogated. She did, however, express remorse, and despite being sentenced to death, she was later pardoned after being considered a victim of North Korean brainwashing, which was a pretty decent call. Haircut lie. So, in 2014, Kim Jong-un's hairstyle went viral and seemed to cause a rumor that the boys of North Korea were being forced to all get the same haircut en masse, by the way. Like, they all went at the same time and were getting that haircut. Me personally, I think it'd be pretty funny if you just, like, saw hundreds of thousands of people just running into barbershops to get this shitty haircut. But there were people who visited North Korea and confirmed that this was not true, the rumor was false. But it would be funny if the Gestapo, well, secret police of North Korea, also had to be the fashion police. Just saying. Possible connection to assassination of the Republic of Korea's First Lady. On August 15th, 1974, an attempt on the 3rd president of Korea, Park Geun-hye's life would take place. The attempt would not be successful and would instead take the life of his wife, Yuk Yong-so. Now, while Park hid behind his podium, the shooter, a Japanese-born North Korean sympathizer, would shoot off his handgun, missing the president and taking the life of the First Lady in the head. Now, unfortunately, she wasn't the only victim. There was an 18-year-old girl who ended up being fatally shot during the ceremony due to confusion after the attempt. Her name was Jang Bong-hwa. Now, the First Lady's tragic death led to a 5-day funeral in which over 1 million people gathered and wept in the streets of Seoul during the ceremony for Yuk. That was the tiers 5, 6, and 7. We covered some pretty heavier things today, and some lighter, but I encourage you guys to look deeper into these topics if any of them interest you. I know I personally am interested in these, but with my limited time, I don't get to do everything as deep as I wish. But maybe one day I'll come back to this and fix any mistakes that I make. But anyways, I don't advise you to look too deep into that though, because I still need people to watch my videos, even if it is a small amount. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date for later parts coming. This has been part 3 of the North Korean Iceberg. Thanks for listening. Stay true.